Let's talk about so-called body count. Today, together with me, I have a professional psychologist, Diolli.com. And
Hello.
if you trust her t-shirt, it says that she is the goddess of psychology. And by the way, it was my gift. So it pleases me that you wear it. Alicia, not so long ago, I have filmed a video. Actually, it was my response to a very interesting comment in which a gentleman claims that there is a research which proves that women who are virgins, when they marry men, that they tend to be happier in their marriages. And he claims that it was not a religious study. And below my video answer, we got some interesting discussion, and I hope you will participate in it using your psychology, goddess powers. I will read some comments to you, or perhaps you want to start by mentioning something about the body count. Does it matter? Can you tell if you will have a happy relationship or if she will be happy in a relationship based on so-called body count? Is there any psychology behind it?
You know, it is very interesting topic because if we are talking about religion, yes. So religion claims that lady should have only one man in her life, in her whole life, yes. So she only should be only with her husband. And
But
in
Alicia,
this case,
same applies pretty often to a man, that he should save himself for
yes,
marriage too.
yes. So, but man also should have only one sexual partner in his life, and it is his wife. That's all. But we have life. Life happens with all of us, you know, and sometimes it happens that we have more than one sexual partner. And Svetlana sent me this video about this amount of our sexual partners several days ago, and I was thinking about marriage in general, about the amount of sexual partner, how many partners do we have in our life. Average person, for example, average lady or average man. And I have, in general, I have a very interesting ideas about marriage and about our sexual experience in our life nowadays. Because, for example, if we will compare what we have in our days now and what and how life was, for example, like 1 century ago, 2 centuries ago, so it differs a lot.
Even 30 years ago, or like
yes, so
50 years ago.
It differs a lot. And what I can say that it's my personal opinion that psychology in all these changes, it plays one of the main roles, because we pay a lot of attention about how do we feel ourselves, about our needs, our desires, and marriage in general. It changes a lot. For example, if we'll talk about marriage from the beginning, why people decide to get married? Because of economy. They need to have, for example, 2 salaries, yes, or something like this. So man worked, woman, she was with children, and it was like they had, every of them had their own role. But nowadays, what we have totally different scenario
Gender
of
roles.
marriage. Yes. So now we, lady, man, woman, man, whatever, it doesn't matter. We all work. We all want to have some career. We all want to have some harmony inside, you know. And because of this, it has its own influence of the amount of partners, not only sexual, but in general partners that we have in our lives. Do you agree with me, Svetlana?
Alicia, of course, I agree with you, and I want to jump into the comments because they are worth our attention and worth discussing. For example, one gentleman writes, well, for men it is important and it does matter. He means so-called body count. If we are talking about a serious relationship and potentially leading to marriage, talk to many good men, and one girl has had 5 sexual partners and another had 100. It is going to matter. As for virgins, I heard about that somewhere. So somewhere he heard about it. I don't think it really matters if it is 0 or several in terms of happiness. What about this one? It is harder for a girl to pair bond with a man the more sexual partners she has had. Search. I can start, Alicia. I can tell that actually I disagree with you because you know what? I can think of several good examples when girls had really wild years, like in college and right after college. They dated a lot, they were partying a lot. And in their late 20s, early 30s, after they took it out of their system, like there was a girl, I went with her to the same university with, and she was wild in the university. And now she's happily married and she has 2 kids and she has a blog about motherhood, and she even creates clothes for her children herself, and she only buys everything that is that was not animal tested, and she is a vegetarian now, so a totally different person. And she has a nice marriage. Her husband, he works for a big IT company. She's a stay-at-home mom, 2 beautiful children. So she has settled in life and she enjoys it. So we can all have different phases. And I can give you several examples when they married each other at the young age. They were both each other's first loves, each other first lovers. And 10, 15 years into their relationship, a woman or a man decides to actually have this phase when they party, when they spend time with other partners, sexual partners, when they get new experiences, and such marriages, they crumble. I can't tell you that it works this way for all people, but we're all different and we can have different phases. So the fact that she didn't have any sexual partners prior to meeting you, it doesn't mean that she knows how to build a relationship, that she knows how to communicate her needs, that building a relationship is a priority to her. The fact that she, for example, has partied in her early 20s and knew more men that you believe, in your opinion, is reasonable, also has 0 impact on her values now. So people are different. So I can't tell that if she had been more with more than with 1 man or with 5 men, don't know, 10 men, like different people will have different attitude to what is a lot and what is not a lot. I can't say that it will be harder for her to pair the bond. If building a relationship is a priority to her, if she has realistic expectations about relationship, about gender roles, about marriage. Alicia, what do you have to say about this topic? Do you agree, disagree with me?
Yes, I totally agree with you. And why people think that if she is, for example, she is a virgin, or for example, she has only 1 sexual partner, she is better wife. Why people think like this? Because she won't have an ability to compare her man. So this is better for whom? For men, because he, in any case, he is the best lover in the world.
Yes, because he's the only one.
A second, why it is better? For example, yes, she is 20 years old, and for example, she is virgin, or she has only one sexual partner. Okay, this is one story. But if she is 40 years old and she is divorced, for example, so in many cases, a lady in her 40s, even if she, for example, was married only once, and she had, for example, a strong marriage for 10 or 15 years, after divorce, she could have a desire to have some experiments in her life, let's say so, yes, and she can, for example, think that this like some part of my life, like 1 year, for example, I won't build a serious relationship. I'm not ready for them, but I want to have like wild, as you say, yes, some wild experiment, some wild life, something. I want to have something bright in my life. So she is not the best option for marriage, let's say so. That's not true. If she is virgin, for example, she is virgin and she doesn't have an ability to compare her man, but once she can have this desire to compare him, you know? So it's not the guarantee that she won't have this desire in future. And
Well,
if
Lisa,
she,
I would say that if you're talking about some religious communities, then there it is really important to marry young, to be virgins, and we all know
of
about
course,
such communities. But we are not talking about this scenario now. So in these communities, well, probably people who
but he
married
also should
virgins,
be virgin,
yes,
for example, in this
it's
case.
So in such communities, really, you have to save yourself from marriage, and usually like
I'm not
partners are
I'm not talking
preselected by.
about like these churches. Like I'm not talking about this religious community. I'm talking about just average people. Like if she is 20 and if she is 40, it's like absolutely two different ladies. Like with
Alicia,
the
but at the
totally
same
different
time,
life experience.
I'm sure you had coaching clients because I had a few. For example, she is 35 or 40, recently divorced, and she has been only with one man. Like her ex-husband was her only man. And now she struggles how to re-enter dating market because, well, when she met her first husband, they both were like 18, 19, 20. They were married, they got divorced, and now she doesn't know what to do. I have a coaching client who's 53, and she was with one man since she was 17. So they have met on the first year in their university, and they got divorced like 4 years ago. And she doesn't know what to do now. Should she date? How should she date? And for her, like it's a challenge. She tells me like, I don't know. How can I accept another man whether I want it? And I have met women when, for example, we conduct interview and she's 22 and she starts talking to you about her ex-boyfriends and ex-lovers, and you're like, okay, let's talk about someone more recent. And she's like, oh, but it was just 2023. So it was not like her all love history that she had. And I remember this interview, she was like 19, I think, and I thought that she was too young to join our database. And she has started complaining to me that all men who pay attention to her, they are always married, that she always attracts married men. And I was like, you're 19, where are you getting this married man? Because like really 19 years old, like 19 years old, you remember what you were doing when you were 19. I was in the university and I was not that interested in voice. But again, this was me. And there is a girl who is 19, and her problem is that she keeps falling for married men. So it was not just one, not two, like three guys she dated. So I really disagree with this idea that if she had more than one partner, she is unlikely to build the bond, because I can give you lots of examples when a woman has been with one partner, she is divorced. And if, for example, my coaching clients have entered the dating market without proper coaching and working with a psychologist, it would be really hard for them to build this bond. And for men, it would be really hard to date these women, because they have totally unrealistic expectations. They don't know what to expect, or they build totally unrealistic expectations. How he should court her. For example, I had just a session with a woman, and she actually never had a boyfriend, and she's 34 years old. She is very successful academically, professionally. So she never had a boyfriend, never has been into a relationship, physical, intimate, or any sort of. Her expectations, how he should court her, they are so crazy. Like he should text her when she wants him to text her, like, because her schedule is full. Like, she has all these working duties, academical duties. Then she also participates in charity. So if he is texting her and she is busy, doesn't he have a life? But he is texting you because he wants to ask you out. No, like, he should text me on Sunday in the morning. Like, he has texted me on Sunday in the evening. Doesn't he have class like Sunday evenings on the weekends? It's not an appropriate time for text. So she has created so many rules, crazy rules. And one very brave guy has actually asked her out on a date, and she didn't like the date. She said that he was not attentive enough. He didn't court her well enough, and he has asked her out for the first date to a fancy restaurant. He has foot the bill. He tried to flirt with her. He was handsome, to crack jokes. So many positive aspects, but because she can't compare, she thinks that every other guy will act like this, and it's like the bare minimum, and she should raise the bar. And she said that he is just like the average programmer, and I don't think I should date someone like that, because like his income won't grow as rapidly as my income. So I need to date someone. I don't want to date a business person because risks are too high. So I should date either a doctor, or I should date like a lawyer. So there is like a real list of professions. Or I should date a CEO of the company, and only in these fields, because then risks will be lower. Like, with this attitude, and she understands that there is a problem because she is 34. And men usually don't approach her, even though she is like a very attractive woman. And she has registered on Tinder, and she has deleted it like 1 week after, because she doesn't like how they text her hello. She doesn't like their profiles. They are not fully filled in. She has sent guys like real questionnaires to fill in, like to apply for a date with her. And one can tell that she sounds crazy. Her attitude to dating is crazy and totally unrealistic. And now, as we have started working on it, like, and I try to show her like why her approach is so crazy and why she is scaring off good candidates, she started to realize that she is totally ignorant when it comes to dating, because she never ever has tried to build relationship. And her vision, how it should be, it's so crazy and realistic. Again, people who actually date, and for example, at 34, you should have some experiences. They are different because they have been to some bad dates, good dates, average dates. They can compare. So if, for example, a girl has been on different dates and has been into a relationship that unfortunately, for whatever reason, did not work out, and a guy has taken her out to a nice restaurant, and he has courted her, he was like chivalrous, attentive, he would be wowed in a good, positive way. Like, wow, he tries really hard. I want to get to know him better. Alisa, do you agree?
Of course, and in this case, sex could happen.
Alisa,
And
I will read. I will read two more to you that I want you to comment. So the gentleman writes, body count does matter, but there is no point in asking about it.
That's also true. That's also true. Are you ready, this guy, are you ready to tell the truth amount of lady that you had in your life?
A relationship and just sexual experiences.
Why? Why do you need to know this information? For what?
You don't. Then the next one. Absolutely yes, if it is above, say, 15, 20. But how will one ever know the true number?
You know, we live in this world where, for example, ladies, they should have one sexual partner, and because in other case she is not a decent lady, and for example, gentlemen, they could have like more amount of ladies that they had in their life. Yes, and in this case, like he is like a very experienced guy. So, for example, me knowing that you are not this gentleman, he won't think very good of me if I tell him the true amount of guys that I had in my life. I will tell I had one.
Alyssa, I was thinking about this couple that we have created years ago, and a gentleman, he was 45, and he has spent his years in the very religious community. So his parents were very religious, and then he quit. And when we have started working with him, like he never had a girlfriend, like middle 40s, but never had a girlfriend, and he was a virgin. And we have introduced him to a lady, and she was actually divorced. So she was like, I think 6 years younger than he was. She was divorced, and her experience in building relationships, facing a divorce, it has helped and elevated their relationship so much because he had zero experience how to build communication, how to actually express his needs and his certs. And she was very patient with him because he was smart, because he was funny, because he was very attentive. He listened to what she was saying, so she really liked that about him. And he was cute, so she liked that. And he had the sexy accent, she thought so. But if he was looking for a woman who also, just like him, had zero experience in building relationships, building communication, flirting, he wouldn't succeed. They're happily married now. Everything worked well for this couple. While I was thinking about them, I recently saw their post on Facebook. They have relocated to California and have posted about it. So I should text them and just say hi. But anyway, I was thinking that in so many cases, the fact that you have experiences, that life happened to you. I'm not telling right now that the fact that she had like 100 lovers is necessarily a good thing, but the fact that she is not a virgin, she was married, and by, for example, 38, life has happened to her, and she's experienced in building relationships, going out on dates, and comparing. She can actually appreciate all the good qualities about a man in front of her. Maybe he is not the handsomest man, or he is not the most outspoken, romantic, or, for example, the most confident when it comes to talking to women, but he is kind, he is smart, he is hardworking, and he really likes her. So, and for her, she cherishes all this because she has already been on a date with a guy who is hot, who is super confident, who knows all the right jokes, all the right compliments, who can send her like some fun text and some cute pictures of his six-pack. She has been on dates with such guys, and she knows that there is like zero value for her. So she can compare and choose the guy for marriage, for lasting relationship. Alyssa, do you want to add something, or I will read you the next one?
I totally agree with you.
Then a gentleman writes, you don't need to ask to know if they have a high body count. Pay close attention to their words, actions, how they dress, etc. The main one is if they are party people. That is the number one sign. I totally disagree. People can dress the way they want. You can never tell. And she can be a school teacher, a primary school teacher dressed as a nun. And when she comes to the consultation, she will share with you that she prefers black men, or she doesn't like Asian men, or she likes Turkish men. and you try to keep the poker face because, well, she is very blunt in her descriptions. Or she can be dressed as someone who is heading out to a party because she likes bright colors and she likes to express herself this way. And you can find out that she hasn't been out on a date for like years because she had other priorities. And for her, like the clothes, that's her way to compensate maybe the lack of fun activities in her life, fun romance activities. So no, you can never tell it by the way they look.
I agree that you should pay attention of on what people say and what they do. With this, I agree because, of course, our actions, they show more than, for example, the amount of sexual partners that we had in our life.
Alicia, the next one for you. A high body count in women, especially by the time they are in their early 20s, is indicative of daddy issues in almost all cases. What can you say about daddy issues? So-called daddy issues, because there is no such psychological term.
You know, I can't say that I totally disagree with this. I can't say that, of course, if you are 20 years old, for example, you had like a list of 100 lovers, let's say so. Of course, this is not a very healthy way of life. So something wrong happens in this situation. So this is unhealthy.
Okay, we are not talking about extreme scenarios when there are like 100 sexual partners. But if, for example, I don't know what they call high number, maybe like 5-7 people, is it high for 20 years?
I don't, what is high? Yes, what is high? If you had, for example, 2 sexual partners, is it high?
So the gentleman continues, no, I don't have, I haven't done a scientific study, but I have dated 2 such women and was married to a third for 16 years. And yes, she went to counseling, but still left me. She was unhappy because deep down, she was unhappy with herself. If you do date such women, guys, buckle up. You're in for an emotional roller coaster. That is why I am trying a different approach with my life. And if you don't believe my statement, next time you interview a young lady with a high body count, if you probe enough, you will likely find there are daily issues. I have met so many girls who like have fantastic families. Their parents are happily married for years. And a girl, she struggles to build a relationship. Why? Because daddy can already buy her everything. So her father is, for example, rich. So she wants to date someone who's very handsome, who can afford to buy her same gifts as, for example, her father, who will treat her like the little princess, like her father treats her. Such girls I have met. But like daddy issues, what do you mean that her father didn't love her enough, wasn't there for her? I have met girls that were raised by, for example, mother and a grandmother, and they have managed to build careers. They are happily married now, and nothing is wrong with them. I don't know why your wife left you. I doubt that the reason was that she had too many sexual partners in her 20s because you had the marriage that lasted 16 years. So there was something for 2 of you in this marriage, and probably she left you for all the other reasons. And I understand that it still hurts you. So one can read it like the hurt and betrayal in your comment. Counseling is always a good idea, both for her and for you, to heal and to move on. Alicia, what can you add?
I can add that we pay attention sometimes on the things that we shouldn't pay attention. For example, if you're choosing a person for your life, like your partner, you should pay attention on your values, on her goals, on her life. It gives you more information about who is this person, but not the amount of our sexual partners.
Alicia, and the last one that I want to read with is like the cherry on top. Are you ready? Our goddess of
I don't know.
psychology. When buying a used car, should you ask about mileage? Does it actually influence the success of your future relationship? Does a used car have a greater chance of breaking down when compared to a new car? Is it okay to ask your dating partner about their romance history? Absolutely, but be prepared for lies. First of all, I understand why you are single, because you compare women, you compare people to cars. And what are you? You are also a used car. Or have you saved yourself? Or you are a brand new, shiny Volkswagen? Or what are you? Ouch! Like, after reading this comment, I want to brush my teeth. So, like, you know, the Spanish shame, when people say something and you feel ashamed because they have dared to say it out loud.
Yes.
The funniest thing is when the guy in his 40s or like late 30s claims he wants to date someone like never married with no children and better virgin. She has to have like 3 degrees and she has to be smart, cosmopolitan, open-minded, 15 years younger, and she has to choose him. When you ask him why should she choose him, well, because there is no obvious reason, because he wants a girl like that, and this is enough in his opinion. And this is fair in his opinion, because he never had a girl like that, because girls like that don't date guys like him. And that's so unfair. So at the end of this video, I want to tell you, I want to open a big truth to you guys. Love market, it's never fair in this sense. And you can't just go out there and demand things from people. It doesn't work this way. And chemistry is built, it's not found. Soulmates are built, they are not found on the street just randomly. No, and like asking such things as body count, it's never a good idea. Don't do that. It's none of your business. Regardless if she had like 1 partner, 10 partners, 3 partners, 25 partners, or like this question will make her feel really uncomfortable. And it will show you not in the best light. So she will think that something is wrong with you. You must be really insecure, or you must be crazy. Or like, for example, the guy who has compared women to used cars. And I believe he is a new car still waiting in the dealership, like in the retro section, waiting for someone to buy him. So this question is never a good idea. Alisa, what will you wish to everyone at the end of this video? What do you want to wish? As a goddess of psychology.
Don't count. I will repeat one more time. You should pay attention to totally different things.
We want to wish you love. My name is Svetlana Mucha. I'm the founder and the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com boutique matchmaking service that since 2008 introduces truly exceptional romantic and open-minded singles who believe that love knows no borders and no nationalities. We specialize in introducing Slavic singles or men who want to date Slavic women. We do that too. And right now is the moment to press like if you have watched this video till the very end, to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. Of course, to share your thoughts in the comments below. If you agree, disagree with us, perhaps to share your own story. And of course, I strongly recommend you to become our sponsor, to sponsor our channel, and you will get access to additional videos that we film, especially for sponsors. And of course, you will inspire us to create even better content for you. We want to wish you lots of love, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Alisa is also making a heart. Bye.